Gordie,
You big moose.
and Willhelm
The grumpy gnome.
in the morning.
Hey there, I'm Gordie.
And I'm Willhelm.
Oh my god, really?
You gonna call me a grumpy gnome? I'm gonna look like a grumpy gnome.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sort of.
Yeah, you got a sick little spiky thing going on there, bro.
I tried, man. I tried, Just that bedhead look, I suppose. This early.
Oh, well, there you go. So, what's the news in the tavern today?
Well, let's see. We've been busy this week. We've had a lot of newcomers, a lot of new patrons joining the tavern. Several different adventures going on. I don't know if they all got streamed this week, but I know several of them did. Did Jamie's get streamed this week? The
no.
Tuesday night game? No? Oh, okay.
No, I did not. Someone requested to not be on stream, so.
Ah, gotcha. Well, we had, let's see. We had our Wednesday one page, Crash Pandas, which was crazy.
That was fun as shit.
Yeah, that was a wild ride. And then our Wednesday our Wednesday night Sea of Fallen Stars streamed out. I think it's always streamed this week because I don't. Did we stream our Sunday night with Rose? I don't remember if we did or not. I don't think we did.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. I guess just go over to YouTube and find out. See if it's been uploaded yet.
That's true.
So, our VOD stuff.
Oh, can you still not hear me? Oh, well. I turned myself up. Better? Oh, yeah, I just turned the decibel up on my mic. One of these days, we'll get a stream where I actually do everything right. One of these days. Not today, but one day.
Well, it's like you said, we stream like we play D&D. Nobody ever knows what's coming.
No.
Usually not even us.
Yeah, and I guess I do want to take a special shout out to one of our newcomers, Dylan. He's, just joined the Discord, and he helped right in voice chatting us up. And did you see the dungeon tiles he makes?
No, I haven't seen him at all. I've seen him. He's been like really active in the Discord, but
yeah, he custom makes all of his dungeon tiles for his in-person game out of styrofoam and shit, and like paints them for terrain pieces. And now he's working on getting magnets that he sticks to them to lock them in and shit like that. It looks phenomenal. Right. Like he made this whole like a castle tower piece that has 3 different floors that you can pull off and play individually with like bookshelves and shit. It looks wild.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Guy's talented.
I tried to get into that. There's a system out there. You can download the instructions for it and all that kind of stuff. And I tried to get into it, and I don't know, man. I guess maybe my patience level gets in the way. The system that I looked at, it uses a poster board, but you take and you tear off the paper of the poster board, so you're just left with the foam. And it's all about like specific measurements and stuff. And I tried to do the whole tearing off of the paper thing, and just my patience just wouldn't let me do it.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, we all look for alternatives to spending $80 on Dwarven Forge for 3 tiles. So.
Yeah. I mean,
this shit looks cool, but fuck, man.
Yeah, if I had the money, I would do it. I think one of the things, I actually have some stuff coming. I should be here soon, actually. It was a Kickstarter that I did. Dungeons and Lasers. And they got some really neat stuff. I did a Kickstarter. I'm getting like 6 or 8 rooms, I think. And I don't even remember now off the top of my head. Well, I know one of them is it's like a sewer setup, and then there's like some, because I did some add-ons to it, and there's like town streets. But it comes with the floor, the walls, all that kind of stuff. And the other thing is you have to paint it. It all comes unpainted. But, I mean, I'm excited about that. You know what I mean? Get to try and expand my painting abilities and things like that. So,
yeah, some of your minis you got going on there that you painted look really good.
Well, I try. I actually have Misfit and Hectolite right here with me.
Attaboy.
I don't know if...
My puppy. My puppy. He's my good boy.
Misfit, and then my little Clockwork Wormling Hectolite.
Yeah. You're gonna have to basically get George custom made, because I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Mechanical flump with like different attachments for the tentacles, like that.
I bet you.
Job.
I bet you Drew could do it.
Oh, probably.
So yeah, I should holler at him.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's super. He doesn't even have business time for his personal projects. Like, I was talking to P the other day, and she says, "Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he's done the artwork I commissioned for with him like 9 months ago. He still hasn't told me about it." All right, whatever. You do you, buddy. You're busy. It's fine. I'm not gonna sweat it.
Right. As long as you're paying your bills, I guess it's all that matters.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I prepaid him for that anyway. Did you paint the Gordie mini you got?
No, I'm afraid to pick him up because I'm afraid of dropping him again.
Yeah, it didn't like break in 3 pieces or something.
Well, let's see. Both the legs broke. Both the antlers broke. He lost one of his daggers. So yeah. But I mean, I've got it in there. I just have the other thing too, because I need to base coat him, and it's been cold enough here that because with the base coating, I'll do it with an airbrush, which creates a lot of that mist, and so I'm going to do that in the garage.
Yeah.
And it's been cold enough here that I don't want the paint to model or something like that. So I've just been kind of waiting for it to warm up.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So, but I guess that's something we could talk about on one of these episodes one time is miniature painting.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
I have zero clue about it, but we could do like a mini primetime bullshit where you teach me how, and I fail miserably because I have no talent whatsoever.
This is called a paintbrush. This is called paint.
Hope that joke wasn't in poor choice.
Oh, speaking of jokes, because I got one.
Son of a bitch. This early?
What?
Okay, wait. Before you start, we got an hour-long show. We're 8 minutes in. You're burning it now?
Well, we already know what the last half of the show is going to be, so I might not have time for a joke.
All right, fine.
All right. What did the ocean say to the beach?
Nothing. It waved.
Okay, I'll find another one.
That's my joke, and it's what did one ocean say to the other? That's my dad joke. You can't use my joke against me. Step up your game, Matt.
Fine. You don't think I got some more loaded up? Look, I can do another one, right? So, where do polar bears keep their money?
Nope.
Snowbank. What do cows like to read? Catalogs. Come on, man. I can keep going.
Okay, that was good. That one was actually pretty good. I'll give you that. I hate myself that I laughed, but fuck. Oh god.
Oh, let's see what else has been going on.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about Crash Bandicoot without spoiling the whole video?
Gosh, we can. See, it was me, what was my name?
I don't remember. We've been doing so many fucking one-shots.
I know, like...
my characters.
Oh, that's right. My name was Amos Raccoon. But on the streets, I'm known as T-Rex.
T-Rex. Right.
course, that one was for you.
Oh yeah, that was excellent. I wish I could remember the acronym Steven came up with. The racing.
Oh, the raccoon.
Anonymously, cars. Yeah, it spells out raccoon.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was genius. He's
that was.
It took me an hour to come up with that.
Yep. Yeah, that was amazing. Talking about trying to get, I think the acronym was something about like trying to get illegal racing off the streets or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was brilliant.
Oh yeah, Steven's next fucking level. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I guess he's actually going to be joining our Sunday game with Rose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be joining for a little while anyway. I mean, everything I've seen so far said it's just temporary, but I mean, yeah, I mean, he's a great DM, and when he plays, I mean, he's just so sporadic when he plays, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I mean, that's a compliment. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of character he brings in and how he plays it and that kind of stuff. So.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I actually have it in my calendar, Rose stream for tomorrow, so I might be streaming that shit.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of Rose's game, we do have a guest this morning. Finally got somebody up early enough to come on the show with us and do an interview and that kind of stuff. But he's actually in our Sunday Night Roses game too. Which was kind of funny because the last time we played, we could talk a little bit more about it when he comes on, but we just kind of like off the cuff created this backstory where my character and his knew each other.
Oh yeah.
And he, matter of fact, he helped train me in fighting styles. Of course, and the background to that character. And Say Navi doesn't. So, but yeah, it's definitely a misfit crew. And I remember at one point I don't remember what they were doing, but Say Navi's character, and he'll have to tell you what his character's name is. I honestly don't remember, but no offense, Say. But his character looked at mine and he goes, "Really? This is your group? This is what you brought me into?" I was like, "Hey." So, yeah. Let's see what else we got going on.
Can I talk about my character in Crash Pandas? Because I was really proud of it.
Yeah, but see, like, the name of your character is like a spoiler in itself, man.
Fine. All right, I won't talk about it. Fine. Okay, if anybody wants to know what my character's name was, you're just gonna have to watch the video up on the YouTube right now. Let me just put
it this way: if you've never seen a Canadian redneck, watch Crash Pandas.
Oh my God, my mom had. Oh, speaking of Canadian redneck, okay. We were sitting down. Do you know the old show on TBS, Corner Gas? With Brent Butt?
Nope.
It's a Canadian show, so maybe not. Okay, well, me and my mom were watching it one day, and it fast forwards to the main character's parents' house, the older people in their living room. And we're looking at the couch, and wait, that looks familiar. And we looked down, and it was the same fucking couch we were sitting on. And my mom's like, "Holy shit, you know you're a redneck when your couch is on an episode of Corner fucking Gas." Like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd have been hollering at the TV production company to talk about, "Hey, where's my royalties, man? Like,
yeah.
When'd you come steal my couch?"
Yeah, for that quintessential fucking old school floral ugly patterned couch. Yeah.
Grandma's couch.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got it for $40. What do you want?
Hey, I hear you. I've gotten furniture for cheaper.
So, when you can make me some bookshelves, because I decided I'm not going to spend money on them because I look online and they're all cheap, garbage, fucking plywood bullshit for like $1,000 for two of them. So,
Well, now wait a minute. If I make you bookshelves, there might be some plywood involved. I'm just saying.
well, that's fine as long as it's not that pressboard bullshit.
Oh no! I don't use pressboard.
Yeah, because I mean, I was thinking of going down, taking a drive down to the Amish, seeing how much they would charge. Because we got a big Amish community not too far away, and they do a lot of custom woodwork for folks in town here, like the hand drill and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of taking a drive down to see how much they would charge. Because
well, I'm gonna tell you, you'd probably come out cheaper than me building you a set. Because I can imagine the shipping on that.
no, you're gonna drive it up. You're gonna deliver it.
Oh, okay.
That's my excuse for you.
I'm not sure if I can get a full set of bookshelves in my car. I mean, it's got a decent trunk space, but I don't know if it's got that kind of space.
Roof rack and a whole lot of maximum effort. Let's do this.
Well, speaking of rednecks, I guess I get Shannon to come with me, and going down the highway, we'll each have an arm out the window, just holding on to the top.
Hell yeah. I've done that. Actually, you want to hear a story how I flew out of the back of a truck?
Oh, Lord.
So, me and my buddy, he just bought a brand new queen-size mattress and box spring from Leon's. But he bought one of the Kingsdowns ones, like the super thick, super wide, plush suckers.
Yeah.
So we get to Leon's, split box, so the box springs fit in the box, no problem. But the fucking mattress hangs out the size of the box, like this much on each side. And I says, "Well, where's your straps?" I didn't bring any. Okay, well, you live 15 minutes away. How are we gonna get this there? Oh, well, just sit up there. You'll hold it down. Alright. I was 18. I didn't give a fuck. So, obviously, we're avoiding all the main roads back so we don't get pulled over by the cops. And home stretch, we make it to Gordie Avenue. And there's this sharp hill, and his house is right around the corner, right? But it's a steep hill, open farmland on both sides, so the wind comes right.
Right.
He's about halfway up the hill, and I'm laying flat like this on the mattress. The wind scoops up, picks up the mattress, flips it over. I go fucking ass over tea kettle, land on the road, fucking rolling down the hill, and the mattress is off in a farmer's field. He didn't stop till he got home.
How do you not know that a giant mattress just flew out of the back of your truck?
He's, I think he had some lead paint in his past. Let's just put it that way. But I can't say much either because I was the dumb bastard on the back of the box. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Remember, kids, when you're picking up furniture, bring fucking straps. Or have a really stupid friend that'll sit on back there. Anyway. Well, what do you think? You think it's about time to bring on the Sorcerer Supreme?
Sorcerer Supreme.
Get it? Because all he plays is fucking sorcerers.
I know. Look, I told him when he got ready to join Rose's game, I told him flat out, I said, you cannot play a sorcerer. You can't do it. So he went the other extreme. But I'll let him talk about it. So,
all right.
Without further ado, we would like to introduce one of our brigadiers, our tavern manager, probably one of the most active people on the Discord. We would like to welcome Max, otherwise known as Navi.
What up, boy?
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me on.
What you doing?
Oh my goodness, such an honor.
Honor, really?
I mean, come on! This show is amazing. It's gotta go places. It's gotta go places.
Yeah, we just don't know where, but
yes, that's the kicker, isn't it?
So wait, I look this way to make everybody think that I'm looking at Gordie. So then if I talk to Say, do I have to do this?
supposed to look up? Are we doing like a Brady Bunch thing here?
Fuck no. No, abort. We're aborting the method already. No, dropping it.
Well, Mr. Senavi, hold on, I have an interview question somewhere. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's see. Proper introduction, real name, Discord credentials. Well, I mean, like we said, Senavi, I don't know. When did you start the whole online D&D where most of us met?
So online D. So the place we met, I saw in an ad when I was just perusing YouTube. I think I was watching Critical Role, and I was like, that looks interesting. And so I looked it up when it was back on a Kickstarter.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to keep an eye on this, because this is either a very elaborate scam or it's something legit, and it could be something I enjoy, because I really enjoy playing Dungeons & Dragons. So I got funding, it started up, I started playing back when it was in beta, and I made my first character, found a time that fit, and just started to play. And I think the first of the brigade, but they weren't the brigade yet, that I met was actually you, Gordie. I think you were the first one I met.
Was that in that Rose game?
No. It was with Jamie or Jonathan.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Rose didn't start DMing until later on.
Oh yeah, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
I think it was with Jamie. We were in a cave.
Gelatinous Cube?
No, I can't remember what it was.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was like last year.
Yeah. And I ate an apple last night, so I'm...
But yeah, you were the first that I met.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I met others in that program.
Yeah.
But of the brigade, you were the first I met. And then I just... And when you first did your Gordie voice and described it as being Canadian, I was just like, oh, I like you already. Because for those who don't know, I am also Canadian. Gordie is on the East Coast, I'm on the West. Excuse me.
I promise no BC jokes because you're a guest, okay? I promise I'm not gonna...
to get one BC thing in there. Anyway, then I just kept playing, and I eventually met, throughout the games, at one point or another, both pre and post the formation of the brigade, I met everyone else. And I just kept playing until the tavern got officially started up, and I decided to just jump over here.
Yeah, and it was, I remember we had, because we started off, the Discord started off with 4 of us as founders, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started pulling in others. And I know that we watched. And when the actual RP channel was made, you were like heavy in that channel, and I mean, essentially, kind of started moderating that channel on your own. I mean, you were guiding conversations, you were keeping things from being said or whatever. And I know, so a lot of us talked, and we're like, look, like this dude's got it, man. Because there's so many other channels and so many other things about the Discord that need to be watched, and we're like, hey, let's ask this guy if he'll kind of run the RP channel for us. And that's what happened, and yeah. So then we created the tavern manager position, and so now that's kind of Senavi's main role within the Discord. Him and Patrick.
Yep.
See, Patrick known as Max, Max known as Say Navi. That could get really confusing.
That's why I actually just go by Saint Navi.
Yeah.
Because there are my real name is just so common. Like I was at a martial arts school, and there were 3 of us there.
Oh wow!
And we each had a nickname. There was Little Max because he was shorter, Big Max because he was tall, and then I was Mad Max.
That's bad fucking
That was
ass in a
before-
martial arts school.
Right.
Way before I ever heard of the Mad Max series. So, like, I was just like, oh, this is just some nickname I got. And then, like, years later, I hear about the Mad Max movies, and I'm like, oh. Like, this is, like, years later, like, high school. I was still in, like, elementary school back then. I was, like, 11 or 12.
So wait a minute.
That's when Mad Max came out.
You had
Was when you were in elementary school.
Yeah, but you had a Mad Max nickname, and you didn't say "Welcome to Thunderdome" once.
Because I never heard of the Mad Max movies until I reached high school, and by then I had stopped doing TKD, Taekwondo.
Do you know what a fucking missed opportunity that is?
Right.
If you step
Dude,
into someone and you say
first
"Welcome to Thunderdome."
First off, I was like between 8 and 10. I can't remember exactly. So I wouldn't have
cooler
even
for you to say that.
I wouldn't have even been able to see those movies.
If a fucking little 8-year-old came up to me and "Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch," holy fuck.
Well, so you know me, and you know I wouldn't say that.
Well, not the last part, but
Well, anyway,
Not
coulda,
yet,
woulda,
anyway.
shoulda, couldn't. But back to the original topic of the RP chat. Yeah, because of the nature of the old program we were in, there wasn't a lot of RP, and I really wanted to RP my character, which was Senavi, who oddly enough was the 3rd character concept that I made because they weren't allowing feats, so I couldn't make my 1st character. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything wasn't available on Roll20 yet, so I couldn't make my backup character. So Senavi was literally an on-the-spot build that I just made and have come to love so dearly. But I started RPing with him, jumped into the chat, was very active in the chat, and then like a few weeks later, I get a DM from Gio. No, so first off, it was RP'd, and at the time it was Tavern Keeper.
Yeah.
I was a Tavern
Willhelm
Keeper
was the
at the
tavern
time.
manager at the
You
time.
were, in RP-wise, canonically, you were the manager.
Yeah.
And then, we, keep going, I keep RPing, start playing the part of being a Tavern Keeper, and serving drinks, serving food, which a lot of people seem to don't know, alongside one of Gordie's daughters. Which if people will read some of the pinned comments, you'll know that the tavern is run by Gordie's family.
my wife's in the kitchen, and you don't fuck with Mama Mooselton.
Oh no, and that reminds me of that one time you and the brigade, it was you and Willhelm, because you two RP'd a lot together in that. And you come in, and your characters are beaten and battered, and Senavi, being the mother that he is, forces you two to sit down and starts treating your wounds.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, okay, if Gordie refuses to sit down, Senavi's going to threaten to tell his wife he was sleeping on the job. And if he continues to not sit down, he will start marching towards the kitchen casting thaumaturgy.
Son of a bitch, that'll work in real life too, you know that? Tell Jess I was fucking around when I should have been doing something. Game over, man.
But yeah, but you ended up sitting down, and Senavi treated your wounds and all that. But we keep RPing, and I get a DM from Gio saying, "Hey, do you want to be the tavern manager? You'd basically be the official moderator of the chat." And I was like, you know what? Why not? And then I just started kept participating in the chat, and it's been really fun. And I've continued to try to get people to join. It has quieted down, but people, if you're watching this, come into the RP. Like, it's not hard. It's easier than RPing in real life because you can take time to formulate a response. Chat RP is really fun, so please come in. Give me people to roleplay with.
And eventually, we also we added the campfire chat as well, the campfire convos. Yeah. So kind of a different atmosphere, I suppose, out on the back porch, sitting around a campfire. So kind of a different atmosphere, but two different RP channels.
That was for practicality, though, because there was so much RP going on in one chat.
It was very busy in its early days, so you created the campfire to help divvy that up.
Yeah.
And then I started employing. I think actually it was around that time that Threads, the Thread update, came out, and I started encouraging that in the RP. Whenever two characters would be having a private conversation, we'd open the out of character thread, and I'll say, "Hey, I'm going to create a thread for you. Do it, if you won't mind. Please move your RP into there so that we don't clutter the main chat too much with your private conversation."
Yeah.
And I'd move the conversation into that, and anything that's actually happening tavern-wise would happen in the main chat.
Yeah.
And then if it stepped outside the tavern, anywhere that's not inside the tavern would be in the campfires chat.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of Willhelm and Gordie's conversations happened, was the campfire convo.
Which I loved reading every morning. Like, when you two would RP in the morning in the campfire chat, I'd just be sitting there, like, at work, everything's done, and I'd just be scrolling through, and I'm like, oh man, these two are so cool.
Well, I would say we should get back into doing some more of that, but we're not at the tavern currently.
No, you are not.
You traveled like 2 weeks south.
Yeah. Yep. And you left Sinabi in charge. Luckily, most of your places are self-caring. He just checks in on them. Though I did roleplay at one point him coming in from attempting to feed some of the animals at Terry's menagerie, and he's just covered head to toe in leather armor, leather helmet.
Yeah, you gotta watch that shit. I don't know what he feeds them, but they bite.
Yeah.
I did leave George in the shop too. So George is in the shop. So
noted.
But so how long total? I guess all in all, how long have you been playing D&D? And what roles have you had? I mean, like, are you player, DM, both, that kind of stuff?
So I started when I was in my early teens.
That was like last year.
Hardy har. So I started when I was, I'm going to say 12. Because that feels about right. I was, for grade 5 and 6, I was homeschooled. And we signed me up for a local homeschool program, which I'd go to the learning center twice a week. And that's where I met one of my best friends. Funny story, my mom, very first day, my mom couldn't drive me home. So she literally just approaches this woman with a kid and is like, "Hey, our kids are about the same age. Can you drive my son home?" And that's how I met my best friend, we kind of hung out, and then we got a little group together that we'd all just hang out during the lunch hour and in classes and all that. And then I got out, and then I can't remember if it was during that or when I switched back to public school in grade 7, but he invited us all over to play Dungeons and Dragons, and 4th edition, which I know gets a lot of crap, but for our group it worked because we're not the best when we're given too much choice, we just butt heads. So we needed the more linear style, and so we started playing. And my very first character was an Eladrin wizard. named Quarion, which I want to remake at one of these days. And we kept playing, and then it was really fun. We enjoyed it. Really combat heavy because we're new players. We don't really know how to RP, all that, and so we eventually, I'm like, you know what? After playing for like about a year or two on and off, I talked to my friend and I'm like, you know, I want to learn how to do this. Can you teach me how to DM? And I go over to his house and he explains the Dungeon Master's book and how to DM, how to create a combat, how to run combat, and all that. And I started a small little campaign with him and my brother and sister. It was very simple. It was mostly like you have to collect these, and you have to go to X, Y, and Z to collect them. And each of X, Y, and Z would have a boss that would have that thing to collect, and then they'd collect like five tokens to put in a wall, and then they'd defeat the final boss. And then it was just a bunch of those kinds of dungeons.
No, it's perfect when you're first getting your start. Keep it simple.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I fell in love with DMing. And then we took a break from playing. I can't remember how long, but then I think we started playing 5th edition. Stuff happened, and eventually I joined that program and met you all. So I've been playing for 11 years.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Well, I started 11 years ago. I haven't been like hard playing for 11 years. Throughout high school, I took a small break. Through high school, took a small break, just because we were all busy with school.
Yeah.
But we did play through high school. We'll meet like once a month. And we'd circle around, each of us hosting a different month. And we'd have pizza and play, and every once in a while we'll switch and play board games. And it was just a way for all of us to hang out, because we love to hang out.
Absolutely.
Do you have a preference? I mean, do you prefer playing over DMing, or?
I like DMing. But I mean, I like both. I like both playing and DMing, because playing, I get to be the character. I get to not have to worry about all the stuff DMs worry about. But when I DM, I love being able to weave this story, because I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories. I love learning stories. I am an avid reader, huge fantasy fan, huge mythologist. I love stories. And so, as a DM, I get to craft my own or run a pre-made one. And so, yeah, I like both.
Well, speaking of stories, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Say Navi?
Say Navi.
Or Say, as most of us call it.
Yeah, because Say Navi is a mouthful. So, Say Navi is a Kalashtar, which is a race from the Eberron setting. And the story is, with the Kalashtar, is that centuries ago in Eberron, these spirits called the Quarry, they are denizens of the Dream Plane, which during the creation of Eberron was barred from the physical plane. So they could not interact with the material plane physically. But they could interact through mortals and through their dreams, because they're in the Dream Plane. And so the Dream Plane goes through a cycle of light and dark. And in the current time that you'd place your campaign in, is reaching the end of its dark phase. But during that, centuries ago, back when the dark phase first came around, the Dark Quarry, it was a place of nightmares, and there were a bunch of evil Kalark and quarry and all that. And so a group of quarry rebelled and escaped Dalcor, the land of dreams. And they found these mortals that allowed themselves to get possessed by these quarry. It was a mutual agreement, and those people gained powers, innate abilities, and eventually, generation after generation, that bond became a permanent bond. And so, descendant to descendant would be linked to to their ancestors' quarry. And then they'd gain psychic abilities. They gain telepathy, resistance to psychic damage. They can't dream, so spells such as dream can't be used on them. And it would just continue down. So Seinavi was born in the Thrain province of Eberron. In just a very small community. His parents were jewelers, and he grew up learning how to make jewelry, and helping around the shop and playing with his younger brother Kalashtai. But the issue is that both his parents were of two different quarry lines. His father was Navi, and his mother was Ashtai. And so it wasn't until he was about 12 that Navi made themselves present to him, and he took the name Seinavi, which when a Kalashtar will usually prefix their quarry's name with some sort of syllable, and so I chose Say, which for him is his mother's prefix. So his mother is Sayashtai, and his father is Tornavi. So he chose Seinavi.
Oh, that's cool.
Because father's quarry, mother's prefix, just a way to connect to both parents. And then a few years later, when he was about 16, he discovered that his connection to Navi was way stronger than the normal connection any other quarry would have, any other Kalashtar would have. And that's when he discovered that he was basically a divine soul sorcerer. And so he'd help out at the local sanctuary, healing and just being the goody two-shoes that he is. Until eventually, in Eberron, there is this time called the Morning. So Eberron is the setting in Eberron is just coming out of a war. And the date that you'd start your campaign on is usually about 4 years after this date called the Morning, and then 2 years after the Morning, the war ends. So all the characters would have experienced a part of the war in the Morning. For him, his brother Kalashtai is a bard. I RP him sometimes in the chat. And he was traveling around, a bard, and he gave him a vision showing his brother Kalashtai, which is, and then a scar trying to remove it, accidentally slipping. And aberrant dragon marks are stigmatized as people with dragon marks. And so he watches as this other dragon mark user comes in and is permanent of Eberron. And Seinavi, being the caring brother that he is, and being still young, and a little naive, decides to actually takes control of him. And so he just tells his parents that he's going off on a journey, goes and storms the leader of the person who banished his brother, and just gets stopped right. And then the leader, just being all smug, decides to banish him as well. And he wakes up in Toril in Faerun. And he wanders for a bit, and eventually joins the Adventurers Guild, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, shit, I didn't know about that prefix thing. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's Seinavi's backstory, and then he joined the Adventurers Guild, fought monsters, found his brother, and right now is kind of content just staying where he is.
Well, and I know one of the things too, one of the things you talked about being on your bucket list was being able to play St. Navi with all of the different brigade members.
Yep,
And Willhelm was the last one on the list, and
Willhelm was the last one on the
things changed. And St. Navi never got to play with Willhelm, but that can change because the brigade itself is still playing, and I'm sure there's a way that we can find a guest spot type situation.
I got something in the works.
So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that where we can actually get St. Navi and Willhelm to run together. So, but it is true.
Yeah.
You can't deny this. You love to play sorcerers. Every character
I
you make
love playing
is
sorcerers so
some kind
much.
of sorcerer.
For God's sakes. You're Sorcerer Supreme.
But for Gordie's sake, I did tell him that when you joined our Sunday Roses game, I told you that you could not play a sorcerer.
No, I
so
could not, and
you
I
kind
did
of
not
went-
like you for it, considering you lost your sorcerer.
Yeah, but we've got like 4
Yeah,
other
but yeah,
magic users in there.
it makes sense, and I'm glad that you
But you
actually
kind of went to the other extreme. So tell
Yes,
Gordie what you're playing in that game.
so, I am playing a barbarian.
Yes.
So
Welcome home.
the character that I made in Rose's Might versus Magic, or Magic versus Might, whatever it is.
One of the two.
There's actually a concept that I'm playing in my friend's campaign. And I'm playing an Eladrin barbarian. Named Quarry. Like as in the mine, Quarry.
So imagine that, right? So I told him he couldn't play a sorcerer, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. His name is Corey. Where does that familiar from? Oh yeah, his sorcerer.
Not to mention, I'm playing a wild magic barbarian.
I fucking knew you were gonna say wild magic. Son of a bitch.
So he's like, okay, so you tell me I can't do this. What are the ways I can gain every benefit that I want, but not play a sorcerer?
Playing an extremely magical race, and then a subclass that has little magic in it. Luckily, it's not a wild magic sorcerer, because it's not the wild magic surge table. Everything in that table is beneficial. So yeah, Quarry is an Eladrin barbarian, Path of Wild Magic. Just this big 7 foot tall, just the buffest Eladrin you've ever seen in your life. He's just, the story I put for him that you'll learn a bit more about, your character will learn a bit more about eventually, I'm sure, is that he's just infused with of that raw magic, that raw wild is his strength, gives him the wild magic rages, and instead of raging, instead of going into emotion, he actually pushes it all down and enters this emotionless trance instead. And that allows him to just see everything on a neutral field. And he can just zone in and pinpoint a target. And that's how I roleplay his rage abilities.
So,
Yeah, and go ahead.
have you seen the anime 7 Deadly Sins?
Yes, I have.
Okay, the Lion Sin, Escanor.
Yep.
If you do not flavor your quarry after Escanor, it'll be a big missed opportunity.
Well, he's not prideful, I'll give you that.
Well, no, but like as soon as you said summer, I'm like, sun, barbarian,
Escanor. Yeah, and eventually, actually, I am playing, because I gave him, with Willhelm's help, the Gauntlets of Ogre. What was it? It was some gauntlets that increase his strength.
Overpowered?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna RP it that whenever he actually has to lift something up, and I roll good on a strength check, his muscles will actually grow from the the gauntlets. And he'll actually just grow insane, even more buff than he is.
Yeah, and I mean, St. Navi came in. We had played a couple sessions, and we had somebody that unfortunately had to drop the game, and so Rose was like, "Hey, if you guys know anybody," so I mean, immediately I was just trying to think about all of us trying to think about everybody's schedules, and what everybody's doing, what everybody's currently playing, and so I hit up Say Navi to join, and so first thing, I guess because Matt asked Max to join, Rose was like, "So, how do you two know each other?" And I was like,
Well, she what she did was like, who do you know in this room?
Yeah.
Who called you? Whose backup are you?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of people in that group, but because it was so last minute, I was like, you know what? Let's just pick the person who invited me to play.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So yeah, and we just created a quick thing. Like I talked about Omri, which is my character for that game, was just out traveling and that kind of stuff, and came upon a town where they had training grounds and stuff, and then met Corey, and Corey taught me some of my fighting skills and things like that. Because in that game, I would actually claim to be a tank. But yeah, and then I kept the connection, traveled on, and
You want to get me started already?
no, because we've only got like 8 minutes left, so you don't have time to rant.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Dr. Mom asked, can you give me lessons on being
Lessons on-
a Sorcerer Supreme?
You know what, Chair? Sorcerers are not hard to play.
So, and I can tell you, Dr. Mom, for anybody who's curious, Dr. Mom is my mother. She does play D&D. She plays in the home game that I run on Saturdays, and she does play a sorcerer. So, and
Use your meta magic.
she,
Use your meta magic. That's the key, is to use your meta magic, because that's the whole basis that a Sorc is.
Yeah, no, she does quite well.
And Night of Dreams is awesome.
Yeah. So, and if Javin, who's not listening or paying attention, he did message me and said that there was something wrong with the supports on that first print, so he actually has to start over. Yeah, it screwed up. He had to start over.
Yeah, I
I was
remember
like,
hearing
oh no!
about that.
Yeah. So, but that'll be a nice surprise when that happens. So, but well, I don't really know that I have many other questions. I mean, all the little questions I had, I mean, we've kind of covered. Some of them you answered without even being asked, just through the course of conversation, which is always awesome. It doesn't feel like so much of an interview when I'm like, okay, question number 1, question number 2.
No.
So.
Oh, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Which character do you like better, Willhelm or Gordie? Don't worry, we will not take it personal at all.
I mean, I have to
And
go
that's
with
about all the time we have
Canadian.
for today, so let's go ahead and...
Of course I have to go with the Canadian.
Yes!
Oh, and on stream I'm pointing to the wrong side. This one. This one. It's this one. This guy right here.
Don't worry, Matt. We'll remember that and make you pay for it dearly.
Hey, he's Canadian. He's a Canadian lumberjack moose. How can I not? I mean, your character's awesome, but I mean, of course, Gordie.
I think that's going to be our ongoing joke question, and I'm going to put a tally on the Twitch.
Oh no.
So there was a thing in the works for guest spots in our brigade game, and I think I just hit the delete button on those plans. I don't know.
Little did you know,
Hey,
it's vindictive.
it's the other brigader. You're not the only brigader.
Yeah, but Matt's in charge. I have no power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just literally the figurehead, literally the moose head. That's all.
Well, I mean, you know where to find me if the spot opens up. I'd love to play with you all again.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, no, yeah, go ahead.
We got something intensive. It'll be hard to figure out logistically, but if we can pull it off, it'll be fucking badass. Let me just put it that. I don't want to spoil too much, so.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
We can pull it off. I've been asking other people if it's feasible, and I either get no way in hell you're fucking crazy for planning this, or the other side is yes, whatever you need to make this happen, let's do this. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we are kind of coming to the end of our hour, so kind of a quick recap. As always, like and subscribe, as they say, as the kids say these days. Like and subscribe. Discord, Twitch, YouTube, all the links you need are below. This guy over here, well, we can't see my finger. Oh well, anyway, the Big Moose, he does our VODs, so make sure you check the YouTube. He does everything he can to get the VODs up within a day or so. And make sure you check out Crash Pandas. Like you said, if you've never seen a Canadian redneck, you'll get your chance.
I gotta watch this now.
And Senavi, thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having me on.
And truly, we do appreciate everything that you do for the tavern, the brigade, the Discord. Yeah, I mean, Senavi does you're getting into the Twitch stuff too, right? I mean, learning the back end of Twitch and.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm just kind of to be there as a backup. Like, right. Should Gordie get sick or any of the other backups get sick, or if something happens on your end, just in case, because I know I'm not the higher up. I'm not an admin. I'm just a mod. But
you know where to look.
but that's the thing though too though. I mean, and that's one of the things that we appreciate about you so much is that nobody has to ask you to do anything. You just decide you want to help and you start doing those things to help. So truly appreciated. Well, like I said, I appreciate you getting up early enough for us, because it's hella early where you're at.
I have to go to the gym soon, in 2 hours anyways, so.
Gotcha. Well, and I'm sure we'll get you back on the show again. We'll do some more, and other than that, we would like to wish everybody a happy Saturday morning. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Any final words or thoughts, Mr. Gordie?
My coffee has hit its limit, and I must go.
Okay, well then, play that jingle, and we will holler at y'all later.
I closed the window that the jingle's on.
Oh.
Gordie, Big Moose, and
Willhelm in the morning.